Morning,
Hi,
Happy New
Pankaj.
Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you very much. I still have 43 minutes to ring in the new year.
Okay.
So you would be able to wish me a Happy New Year towards the end of the show for sure. So we already had a match earlier today.
Hmm.
And
Seems like the results have been good. We have got off to a great start in this new year.
yeah, so team chasing has won, which has not happened very often,
Hmm.
which is a good thing. So let me share my screen and bring up the team performance of the last
Hmm.
game for both Sydney Sixers and Brisbane Heat.
Hmm.
Also bring up the match sheet. Just give me a second. So here I am. So this is the last game Sydney Sixers played
Hmm.
against Melbourne Renegades. Still, Josh Philippe is kind of blowing hot and blowing cold. So
Hmm.
some more consistency from him would be better.
Yeah, I think this time more teams have had left arm new ball plays in their bowling attack. So that has kind of had an impact on his returns as well.
Yeah. And we spoke about that how just having a left hand bowler opening the attack with the Kookaburra
Hmm.
ball,
Hmm.
they have some amount of pace, and if they can pitch it up, the
Hmm.
ball automatically deviates towards the first second slip,
Hmm. Some,
and carries a nick on the way.
yeah. And the kind of quality that the kind of quality left arm pace bowlers that BBL has, for example, Dorf for Perth Scotches and Bolt for Melbourne Stars, and they also have a double dose of it with Luke coming in. So it has been really difficult for those who struggle against left arm new ball pace this season.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And then again, you saw today Nick Madison. Did he get caught behind to a left arm bowler today as well?
I think yeah, he was caught behind. Yeah, good length ball. He tried to flick it off, and it was caught behind.
So I think his style of playing, not really moving his feet early on his innings and trying
Hmm.
to take a swipe at, trying to take a drive at the ball is sending him. He's had a spate of poor scores of late,
Hmm.
the last 2-3 games.
Yeah, I mean this is how Nick Madison usually plays in the BBL, which is what surprised us when he started the BBL. The couple of knocks that he had, the way he played, it was something that was bizarre for those who regularly follow BBL because Nick Madison doesn't usually do these in T20s. It has been a while since he stopped being effective in T20s. Now it seems like the old habit that started to come back again.
Yeah, it's if it's such a long tournament, it's very difficult for a team, especially if you're a captain opening the
Mm,
batting.
mm,
If you do not have a consistent series.
mm.
So, looking at success bowling, in the last game, Dwarfs took only 1 wicket in the last game, but the previous game he took 4 wickets.
Yeah. I think he trained on Grand Leagues for covers as well. We had him in our 11, and it won a lot of people, a lot of things. I think with now he's spoken about why he was dropped and what he was doing when he was dropped. He said that he wants to go back to bowling or doing the simple things well and focusing on what are his best balls. So that has he when he in the last couple of matches he has looked a lot sharper, and he's also moving both the ball, moving in and out. So that has started to work in his favor. And today at Gaba, which is a deck that usually supports new ball bowling for sixers to have Duarsways and Bird bowling together in the first 4 overs. I wouldn't want to be a Brisbane Heat opening batter or even a top four batter for that matter. It's going to be really difficult for them to score runs against these two, especially when they are followed by Sean Abbott and Hayden Kerr.
Yeah, and Chris Jordan seems to be being rested in today's game.
Yeah, Chris Jordan, Sydney Sixers have been excellent with this the workload management throughout the season. They have brought back in Navino Luck, but I do not think Navino Luck will make the 11 because Sean Abbott was tested last game and he might be coming back into the 11 for this game. And considering the deck, he's going to be an important player for the Sydney Sixers today.
Yeah, and also it looks like it's a strategy for all the teams to want to play out the wrist spinners, right? Like Rashid
Mm,
Khan said, he wants to get to 100 wickets, but he went
mm,
wicketless.
mm.
Swepson has not been very effective.
Yeah,
Even they've been very bowling very tight, but they've not been really among wickets.
yeah.
The wrist spinners.
Even Zampa, when he has not bowled himself at the death, when he has been more aggressive with the ball, he has not picked up a lot of wickets. It's when he has bowled himself at the death, he has got a lot of his wickets. So I think Australian pace, I mean, over the years, they have realized that their strength is in taking down pace bowlers and even maybe finger spin. And why you lose your wickets against a bowling type that you're not really comfortable against. So it's smart cricket and something that the legends of the game, someone like Gale and Pollard, will be proud of.
Yeah, but Gabba, even though shorter boundaries, not
Mm,
many
mm,
sixes. So anybody trying to take on a sharpful Huck Naveed,
mm.
he might end up with a couple of wickets today, probably.
Yeah, the best game that he has so far had has interestingly come at Optus, a venue that you don't usually see spinners thriving, and that's because of the bounce that was on offer for Naveed at that venue. And Gaba is a deck where leg spinners are effective because of the bounce on offer. So it could be an interesting day to watch how he goes against this batting unit.
Yeah, talking about the bowling performance of Sixers, it's another game where Madison got out cheaply to Bird, and Bird is coming up in one of our matchups in
Mm,
our later discussion.
yeah.
So, talking about the promotion of Colin Monroe to Open,
Mm,
that seemed to have done well, but that does not seem to have fixed their middle order issues,
mm.
especially Matt Renshaw has been called back for national duty.
Yeah, Matt Renshaw was one of the players that a lot of them were expecting to have a good season this year, but he has been really mediocre so far. I did surprised her because the last couple of years his T20 game has come along. Maybe when he comes back from the national setup, he'll find his time. He'll be a little bit more relaxed and finally start delivering. But his failure has started to have a big impact on Heat's fortunes this season. They have only won one match, and interestingly, that one match came at Gaba as well. But the problem has been though the setup of the middle order. Middle order. Ross Whiteley is someone who can take down spinners, but batting at 6 years, he has not had a lot of spin overs at him. So if Whiteley is pushed back up to the order and Pearson goes down to number 6, that could fix some of their problems especially with Munro having gone up the order at the moment.
Yeah, let's look at their bowling performance. Michael Nazar had a fantastic opening game, but last game basically picked up 4 wickets.
Yeah, it was a kind of deck where basically was always favored to do well. We also had him as one of our differential picks in our daily fantasy packs that we have been spending out, and again one of our another of our game changing decisions over the last 20 days. It won a lot of people a lot of things as well.
Brilliant. With the last 2 games of these respective teams having seen that, let's look at the match sheet. This is something that's interesting that you've put together the performance of these players in BBL.
Mm,
That kind of brings their latest form into
mm,
context.
mm,
Again, if you look at Sam Billings had one good game.
mm.
Monroe have after having been asked to open, he's had a couple of good games,
Mm.
but overall their batting has not been consistent.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that we do this in our daily fantasy packs is because the more time you spend with these numbers, I mean, subconsciously, all of these get into your mind and they help you take better decisions. So that's one of the reasons why we have this. And it also, as you said, it really puts into perspective the performance of the players. You're not really missing anything. You're not looking at numbers. For example, if someone says me, Monroe has scored 160 runs in the season, it doesn't necessarily tell me how he has scored it. But when you split it this way, it gives you a lot of context.
Yeah, and also you can see we are discussing,
Mm,
that Swepson has not been very effective,
mm,
right? He's
yeah.
just picked up 1 wicket
Mm,
in the 5 games that he's played, and
yeah.
if you look at the numbers of Rashid Khan, I'm sure it will be
Mm,
very similar.
yeah. Maybe a couple of wickets more, but he has also struggled to pick up wickets. True.
Yeah. So we spoke about Renshaw. being called up for the national duty. So that brings in a couple of stand-in players to take his spot to talk about their prospects today.
So the two contenders for the spot today are McSweeney and Josh Brown. Brown is an attacking player, someone who is a lot similar to Max Bryant, but McSweeney is someone who is more of an accumulator. He has found his groove in Test cricket, in first class cricket and List A cricket, but T20 is still going to be a bit difficult for him because he only strikes at a rate of 80 in List A cricket, which should tell a lot of things about how he works his innings up. And but the value for McSweeney is that he could be seen as an all-round option. He also bowls off spin, so that could be crucial, especially for a team like Brisbane Heat that has only five solid bowling options.
So he could bowl a couple of overs, and
Mm,
this is where I think it happens, right? The teams play conservative against big names. When a
mm,
part-time bowler comes in, they
mm,
try to take him on, and they end up picking up a couple of wickets,
true.
which boosts their fantasy potential.
Yeah, it kind of makes it a lot more random for us as well to predict. But these are the challenges that lie ahead.
Interesting. So again, we spoke about Swepson could be considered for a replacement today. Xavier Bartlett or Spencer
Mm.
Johnson could come in. So talk to us a little bit more about Xavier Bartlett and Spencer Johnson, please.
Yeah, teams generally do not drop big names. Mitchell Swepson is a big name in the Australian domestic circuit, but when you have lost four of your five games and you're battling for qualifying for the top five spot, which is it is in BBL and not the usual top four, it is when teams usually take these tough decisions. And when you have someone of Xavier Barlett's quality on the bench, who can also bat, who can also bowl well with the new ball, and he could complement Michael Neeser really well today. So when that sorts of come into the picture, then there is a decent opportunity that Swepson could lose his spot today to Xavier Bartlett, or even if not Xavier Bartlett, Johnson is someone a left arm seamer who could again move the ball, and again, as skill set that's going to be really crucial on this deck. So both of them present a lot of value. It's going to be really difficult for the Swepson to hold on to the spot today against these two new ball quicks.
So we have very clearly seen in this tournament, left arm bowlers, opening the spell,
Mm,
they grab wickets
mm,
because of the movement. Naturally, the ball
yeah.
has before the shine goes away.
Mm.
So Spencer Johnson could be a matchup against Josh Phillip.
Exactly. Yeah, that's going to be even for that to get just Josh Felipe, who could change the match in just a matter of 5 to 6 overs. It is worth playing someone like Spencer Johnson today.
Yeah, but the overall quality and the quantity of pace attack in this BBL is quite astonishing, right?
Yeah, mm,
You could bring in bowlers like Spencer Johnson who was on bench, and
mm,
the prospect of him, Spencer Johnson opening the bowling with Michael Nizar,
mm,
with the issues that Sydney Sixers have,
mm.
could be an interesting contest to look at by itself.
True. Australia, I think even if they struggle with a lot of things, Australia is a country that should always have good pace bowling resources because that's their most natural skill. For example, India, it could be batting. For Australia, it should be bowling, and it's good to see them starting to get that as in the last few years. After it was a lull for a while, and it started to pick up again.
Yeah, brilliant to see the overall pack of fast bowlers available.
Yeah,
Then just start. It's like the '70s Big Four of West Indies. Pretty much
mm,
every team has it now.
yeah,
Even for India, for example, right? So for
mm, mm,
Siraj to come in to
mm,
perform so well,
mm,
or Nimesh Yadav to do well,
mm, mm,
Runadkar to make us come back after 10, 11 years, just goes
mm,
to show the sheer strength of the bench.
yeah,
So now we are looking at the Sydney Sixers, player-wise performance, for this BBL season. We had again, like I said, Josh Philippe has had good starts, but he's also have gotten out cheaply in
mm,
3 out of 6 innings he's played,
yeah.
and this is where the Spencer Johnson alert comes in if he's picked up.
Mm, true. It's something that Patterson will have to counter it, but because Patterson has a good record against left arm seam, and he's also had a history of playing on deck similar to Gaba. For example, he played last season for Perth Scorchers, and that's something that experience is something he could bring into play today and take down the seam attack for Felipe to start accumulating runs after the fourth over mark.
Yeah. So it's high time the captain came good. Hopefully Moses Enrique would have a good game today,
Mm,
except for that one lone 50 he scored.
mm,
He's been on the Stoinis category of scoring two consecutive ducks,
yeah.
and hasn't had the recent scores have also not been a lot of, which is something that Enrique would want to fix in today's game.
Yeah, we remember we talked about this in the build up to the tournament as well. Why we are predicting Josh Felipe to the leading run scorer because of the form that Henriquez was in, and this is something that has been showing throughout the tournament. But today, I think Henriquez is going to be an important player because of the new ball threat that's on offer, and Neeser could literally run through the top order on his good day. I mean, Felipe and Vince are vulnerable against new ball pace, and if one of those wickets falls, and then Vince also becomes vulnerable early, so Vince Neeser takes out a couple of wickets, then it's Enriquez who is going to score, who has to score that big 50 to 60 run score to put Sixers back on track.
Yeah, Brisbane Heat. If they win the toss and put Sydney Sixers into bat, Enrique could be batting quite early today.
Yeah.
So the same thing, right? Sixers also got a good pace attack.
Mm,
Shauna
mm,
Bird, and Washes. So a similar thing could happen if Sixers wins the toss and puts
mm,
Brisbane Heat into bat.
mm.
We could be in wickets, depending on if the deck has got something to offer, which it usually does in Gabba, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It does, yeah. It is difficult if you could move to the right, if you and you'll be able to see that wickets have been marked green in both the power plays. So it literally means that it's easier to take wickets in power play at Gaba was 1 to 6. So irrespective of whether you bat first or you bat second, it's going to be difficult for openers in today's game.
Yeah, and even though it's a small ground, it's not
Mm,
very easy to get those sixers.
mm.
It has got only under 10 sixers.
Yeah, shows
Uh,
the difficulty of the deck in play.
yeah, for example, a big ground like Melbourne has got 11 or 12, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah.
So let's look at the matchups. We already spoke about the Colin Munro washes alert, and
Mm.
also the bird alert. I like it. The bird alert on Max Bryant.
Yeah. It's going to be Max Bryant is someone who's always aggressive. He'll have a high strike rate irrespective of whatever bowling type it is. So he has high strike rate against right arm new ball pace too. But what he does struggle with is in protecting his wicket. So he's going to give a lot of chances, and that's going to create wicket taking opportunities for even Dwarshuis and Jackson Bird as well. Both excel at bowling against right handers.
Yeah, and we spoke enough about Nasser's capability today.
Mm.
You could be coming up with uh, you know a wicket tally of what he did in the first game.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think it will remain as one of the most memorable games I watched. This could be a repeat of it too.
Yeah, that was an amazing game. So let's go look at the match notes
Hmm.
and see any discussion points we have not already covered. Would you like to talk us through this?
It's basically Colin Monroe has been owned by 82% of managers, but like we have done throughout the season, we are again taking a bold decision to drop him because of the quality of the Sydney Sixers new ball bowling attack. I mean, even if he escapes Glashes, then there is Jackson Bird hunting from the other end, and there he'll be followed by Sean Hubbard. Usually, when you're up against this kind of pace attack, it's difficult to score runs at Gaba. That's why we are dropping him, and we'll also recommend going under on player runs in the sports betting markets. And that's the same thing that we have gone with Sam Billings again, like Moises and Request for Sydney Sixers. He's going to be an important player batting at number 4 because when the opposition doesn't have a slow left arm orthodox spin and express pace, Billings really comes into his own, and he already has two of BBL's all-time best knocks at Gaba. One of which was played earlier this year, which helped them win the only match that they have won this year. So this is what we are backing. We are relying on again to for Sam Billings to have a good day, and Sixers also do not have slow left arm orthodox and express pace as well. And if you go down, then Josh Felipe, it's again a bold decision to leave out Josh Felipe, but this is more a result of the combination restrictions because we need four players from Brisbane Heat, and the fourth player is Sam Billings, and to accommodate Sam Billings, we'll have to drop Josh Felipe out. So there is no other way other than that, other than dropping Felipe to accommodate Sam Billings. And the reason that we are content with dropping Josh Felipe is because of Neezer in the opposition. While not as vulnerable against left arm seam, Felipe does struggle against right arm seam, and when it's doubled by the quality of the Gaba deck, we expect him to find it difficult to score in the power play. And then Moises and request we have already discussed, and we have also ended it with why we are bringing in so many all-round options in the 11 today. We'll be going in with four all-round options because on a deck like this, especially one of the teams is as weak as Brisbane Heat, it's important to ensure your options and have a variety of ways through which you can score and not go with one-dimensional options like Monroe because he can only bat. On the other hand, Neither Steketty and Baisley can bat, bowl, and that's why their value is up today.
Yeah, as many as four betting calls. I'm feeling too bad now. I'm not in Denver, Colorado. I'm in California. I cannot place any bets today.
Yeah,
So let's see if they already are done with the toss. Just let me
yeah, I think it
refresh.
should be done. Brisbane Heat have opted to bat.
Okay. Brisbane Heat has opted to bat. Let's see the squads. We have the squads already. We have not seen the 11 yet. So let's wait for the 11. And is that going to have any impact on your fantasy 11?
I think yeah, if Spencer Johnson or Borlett come in, then that might have an impact.
You need to replace. Got it. So let's wait for the 11. So in the meantime, let's talk about the India squad for the T20 series against Sri Lanka.
Yeah, I think I find it interesting that Mavi and Mukesh Kumar have made their way in. I'm not sure what the logic is behind that because Mukesh is someone who hasn't even played an IPL game yet, so that's interesting. And the good thing to see is that someone even noted this. I think the uh, Shan Kishan Rutraj Gaikwad has made his way back. Yeah, I'm happy to see Sanju Samson back in the 11.
Yeah.
It is something he should have always been there, and for him to miss out on it was harsh. And I think they've dropped Bhuvneshwar Kumar, which is kind of says that his time in T20 may have come to an end. And Hardik Pandya obviously taking over. I think we'll soon get a confirmation that Rohit will not be part of the T20 setup.
Yeah, they should have gone ahead with this, you know, backbone of this team with Hardik Pandya as a captain for the World Cup in Australia itself.
Yeah.
And we would have had much better results. Uh, so Sanju Samson definitely, it's unfortunate, punt, got into this car crash.
Yeah. Straight.
Hopefully he gets better soon, but it changes a lot of things. The doctors have said he's going to take about 3 to 6 months to recover, and it impacts, Delhi Capitals captaincy. It impacts our, if we qualify for the World Test Championship, and also there's Australia series before that, right?
Yeah.
So who's going to be the wicket keeper? Because he's the one who could really in Bangladesh as well, right? He could force the play and score runs against the momentum of play to really help us get the lead, and that's something he's been consistently doing.
Yeah.
And we really want to miss him for the Australia series.
Yeah, I hope he soon gets back on his feet and his recovery is fast, and we'll have him hale and healthy soon. I think the 11s are out. There have been a few major changes.
Sure,
I'm not
let's
sure
look
why,
at it.
why Curtis Patterson is not there, but Daniel Hughes has replaced him, and Sean Abbott has made his way into the 11 as expected. And for Brisbane, they have dropped Max Bryant and they've brought in Josh Brown and McSweeney both. And yeah, steps and holds on to his spot.
Yeah.
So I
So
think, yeah, this kind of throws a spanner in the works. We'll have to make some major changes to the 11.
let's look at it. I'm kind of using the sheet which
Hmm.
you've shared with me. So I don't know if
Hmm.
you have access to it. Should I give you access? Should you want to make changes in this?
Yeah, okay. I think I'll just.
Let me do that. I just shared access with you.
Hmm.
So let me connect my phone. Right, I'm just was trying to connect my phone
Yeah, okay. Think
so that.
Silk has been crazy this season. He's been taking 20 to 30 points just with catches. So I'll just replace him. And with I'll take Curtis Patterson out and replace him with Jordan Silk. That could give me a few cheap runs down the order as well against the older ball. So the rest is it. Naser is good. Abbott is good. Steketee is good. Bird, Dwashers. Yeah, I think the rest of it is good. We are only changing Curtis Patterson to Jordan Silk.
Yeah, so there was a good vice captain differential call on Michael Nazar. Three,
Hmm.
four wickets he could take today.
Yeah, I think it is doubled up. I think his value is doubled up now because with Vince opening, he'll have a couple of right-handers to feast on, and he'll be followed by Daniel Hughes, who hasn't had a lot of game time as well. So it's a lot of, there's a plenty of value in going in with Nisa today.
Brilliant. So with that done, let's see if we can play FanX for today's game and also talk about the 10,000 rupee contest that's coming up for the India Sri Lanka game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. The last one had a lot of participants coming in, and the winner was excited. I mean, we had him in our channel, and he was excited to share his winnings. And it's what people have generally liked with Fanex is that how simple it has been. It's a natural progression, and irrespective of whatever fantasy apps you are playing in, you'll also want to play in Fanex because of how simple it is.
Yeah, let's talk about today's contest between the Heats and the Sixers.
Mm,
So we pick three parameters. Sixers, I think that's going to be a very tricky one, and at the Gaba,
mm,
runs scored and wickets.
yeah,
Uh, on the prize pool, the prize payout is the winner gets 525 coins,
mm,
and second and from the second to the seventh, eighth place will be tie for the second place. They split. Some of them split pot of 2625 points, 2,625 points.
yeah.
That's it's a very interesting contest. So let's see if you just go and join it. So
I've
Sixers,
already, yeah, I've
you
already
already joined
joined.
it, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
picked up James Vince.
Mm. And I think I've had both James wins. I think I should change one of it to at least Moises Henriquez because of him opening now.
Okay, so let's make the change as we talk. So
Mm.
we continue to keep James Vince as for the Sixers.
Yeah. No, I think I'd want to change both the Henriquez now. I'm not convinced with Vince
Okay, so
opening.
we changed it to Moses, Enrique, and
Yeah.
then so for run scored,
Runs scored again. Henriquez is someone I'm banking on. It's going to be a huge differential today. So just pump
Michael
up.
Nasser for wickets.
Yeah, Michael Nazar. I think I have it at Ben Dwashes.
Yeah,
Think it will stay at Ben Dwashes because of
it will stay.
Heath's middle order being a lot more vulnerable than Sixers.
So join that contest. Made changes to it, so you can join a contest, and before the game begins, you can always go and make any changes that's based on Al's inputs. So let's go to the lobby and then look at the contest that's coming up on 3rd of Jan
Yeah.
between India and Sri Lanka.
Mm,
So you just join the contest with 1,000 coins,
mm.
and then you have. I'm just waiting for the page to load.
It's like the main event of Fanex. It's like
Yeah,
Goldberg
so
and
the
Brock
10,000
Lesnar.
rupee contest.
Yeah,
So again, sixes, runs scored, and wickets, and they're going to play in 1K day.
mm.
So tell us a little bit about what kind of deck can we expect in 1K day? Do they usually score a bunch of runs there or
It's
sixes hit?
yeah, it's a minimum 180 deck. I mean, only when you score 180 batting first, you can even start thinking about winning. But there will be a bit of assistance to pace bowlers at the start, to those who can move the ball, and that's the only real value for bowlers there. And once it's done, it's going to be basically batters dominating the game. And I think with India likely going in and with Surya Kumar Yadav at number 3 or 4, it's going to be him dominating the game.
Yeah, the winner takes 5,000 rupees. That's a lot of cash. The second to sixth, players who are tied in the second position. Five
Mm,
players, they get 500 rupees each,
mm,
and 50 of them tied for the third position take home 50 rupees each. So just play with 50 coins,
mm,
and you have a chance to win 5,000 rupees. And the best part is that if you follow Al's Twitter or watch our show,
mm,
here Al gives out his based on this match report and insights.
mm,
He plays the game himself, so which is awesome. So that you can follow the experts picks and increase your chances of winning on Finex.
mm. I mean, irrespective of whatever I do, I enter one of the Fanex contests because it's easy to enter. It takes so little time, so it's not a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the show. But before we let you go, talk to us about covers off subscriptions on preseason. How is that doing?
It's like it's at we have got 630 current subscribers on covers of, and 75 on covers of Surge, so it's 700. And in total, in terms of the total subscriptions, we have had, I think it's at 750. We're approaching 100, and we have also opened our yearly subscription registration form, and that was like it was filling at like 50 subscribers in 10 minutes, I guess, and it is currently at 600 to 700. So we are also converting our first 1,000 into lifetime subscribers. So that's as good an offer as you can get. And all of those who have joined us on monthly, all of those who have been exposed to cause of so far, it's basically been a no-brainer for them. They all want the early subscription, especially when it's going to get converted into a lifetime subscription.
Yeah, so because we are all waiting for the website to launch so that we can take the lifetime subscription for
Yeah.
999, right?
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. It's at 999 for January, but if you subscribe in February, it will be at 1499. So your best option is to seal it just January, because as the IPL approaches as well, the demand grows obviously, and the rates are going to be much higher even for monthly and yearly. So the good thing is to get it right now and seal it. Be the first 1,000 to be with us.
So for our viewers to mark their calendars when the website would be live so that they can subscribe to the lifetime offer.
Yeah, they're basically in Tamil Nadu. It's about a couple of big releases in Pongal. There's a third one as well. Kawasaf is also likely to be released this Pongal at Jan 15. That's what we are expecting to go live with the website, and it's basically 15 days from now.
No guts, no glory.
Yeah, it's a Tunivan War. So we have third contender Kawasaf.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. So thanks a lot, Al. It was fantastic talking to you after a gap.
Mm,
So
yeah,
I'm still 9 minutes away from ringing in the new year here.
Happy New Year for sure. Yeah,
Right. So looking forward to a great year ahead with you. A lot of 2020 tournaments. There's a big World Cup coming up. The year of the Ashes.
Yeah.
World Test Championship. So it's going to be a very exciting year with the Women's 2020 World Cup, Women's IPL.
Mm.
I can go on and on and on. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a fantastic year ahead. And
Yeah.
I'm very excited to
Yeah.
be working with you on all
Same
these
here as well. Yeah. Yeah.
updates.
Thank you.
All right, Al. You have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.
Take care then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.